Students, coming to the next topic, that is computer memory. In this case, we are going to see memory hierarchy. Generally, memory is a storage space of the computer. What are the memories we are going to observe in the inside computer? So initially different memories, that means main memory. Next one is registers. Next that means cache memory. Next disk memory. Tape, magnetic tape. So combination of these two we are going to calling as a auxiliary memories. So here memory is nothing but it is a storage space. The computer, we have all those memories like this. So here in this case, hierarchy in the sense, what is the order, what is the priority, how the computer will reads the information or writes the information. That means how the computer will access these memories. That means what is the order, that means what is the priority, either this direction or this direction. What are the hierarchy we are going to see here means, first of all, size. Size is the first, second one is the speed, third one is the performance, fourth one is the cost per bit, cost. These are the four parameters we are going to see how this computer memory will access the individually. That means main memory, register, and cache, disk, magnetic tape. So coming to the processor case, here we are going to observe here, this is our processor section. In this processor we are going to identify register and finally cache L1. So outside we are expecting secondary cache. So secondary cache or L2 cache. So in between cache L1 and L2 we are expecting that is L3 also. Whenever register needs some data that is received from the L1 cache, whenever needs L1 cache, the data is received from the L2. Whenever L2 is needed some data received from the L3. L3 is needed data same from memory. Whenever main memory needs data, that is read from the auxiliary memories. So in this case, we are going to observe here the hierarchy. So the register size is very less compared to cache is L1. L1 is very less compared to L2. L2 is very less compared to L3. L3 is very less compared to main memory. Main memory is very less compared to auxiliary memory. So that the size of the register is increases in this way. That means top to bottom the size of the increases. The representation also in triangular wave like this previous diagram like this. So here coming to the speed of that means CPU is directly accessed with CPU. That means register. CPU is directly accessed with register. Very highest accessing speed compared to caches. Caches is very fastest memory compared to the main memory. Main memory is the fastest memory compared to disk. So that the increasing order of the execution time is like this. That means bottom to top is increasing. So cost per bit. The registers are very cost for a single bit. So that the registers are very costly compared to cache. Cache is very costly compared to the secondary. This is the way we are going to increasing cost per bit. This is not correct. The increasing way is like this. Coming to the final case, the bottom to top, that is the performance. Performance here, the performance is only considered with the help of the CPU execution. CPU is directly connected with registers and also primary cache and L2 cache and L3 cache and also main memory. If CPU is inside, so that inside execution block is directly connected with registers and caches and also main memory, automatically the performance of the computer will be increases. In this memory hierarchy, we are going to see initially register memory, cache memory, main memory, magnetic disk, magnetic tapes. So only this memory we are going to call in, that is the primary memory, and combination of these two we are going to call in auxiliary memory. Initially, register is occupying very less space, and coming to the cache memory, compared to register, cache memory is that means occupying space is little more. Same as it is compared to main memory. This is a very large compared to main memory. This auxiliary memory is occupies very large. So the total memory hierarchy we are going to differentiate to, that is the primary memory, that means internal memory. This is external memory. This is an internal memory, that means within the computer. So this complete memory within the computer. So this is outside the computer, out of the computer, external memory. Inside computer has some fixed size. There is no fixed size. The memory is infinite. We are going to the calculating the size of this memory is external memory is infinite. Here the occupying area also we are going to represent it in triangular representation. That means here the size of this magnetic tapes or magnetic discs, the size is very large. That means width is very large. So that we are going to understanding the size of this auxiliary memory is very high compared to the size of the register, width of the register size. So here we are going to see 4 parameters. That is means speed. That speed means initially accessing speed. The accessing speed is here. Register is very highest accessing speed. For example, if you consider these memory concepts, these memory parts, auxiliary, primary, and cache, the speed is increases. Speed is increases from bottom to top. Coming to the second one, this is the size. Second one is if you go through all the memories, that means top to bottom, size is increases. That means register always which represents in bytes format. Here the magnetic disk and magnetic tapes is always we are going to consider in GBs and terabytes and TBs like this. And main memory always MBs. Cache memory is also KBs and MBs. So this is the way we are going to differentiate this hierarchy. This is the size and this is the speed. Coming to the next one, cost. That means cost per bit. Cost per bit is also, this is increasing order from bottom to top. We are going to increasing like this. Next one, fourth one, that means performance. So performance means these internal memories is always connected with computer, so that because always the computer or CPU needs data or instruction from these memories only, so that the performance of that means we are going to connecting that CPU is very nearer to these memories, cache and main memory, so that the performance of the system will be increases. So that if you go through from the bottom to top, that means this is also increases, so that this is the performance. So we are going to understand only first one, speed. That is the bottom to top increases. Speed of that means accessing speed, instructions or data. That means we are going to calculating with the help of the speed means accessing time. Coming to this one, next one is the size. Second one is the size. So from this one, size is increases from top to bottom. Next one, cost per bit. This is cost per bit. Cost per bit is increases from bottom to top, and performance is also increases from bottom to top. Here the overall hierarchy is nothing but the manufacturers or designers always which identifies the main important point is highest possible access speed while minimizing the total cost of the memory system. This is very important. This is very important. Highest possible access speed while minimizing the total cost of the memory system. This is a very important point while we are designing the system. Coming to this one, second case, here we are going to see one by one. Here what is the importance of each memory is here register memory. Register is represented as a always rectangular box in any block diagram. Throughout our subject, any rectangular box in any block diagram which represents register. For example, every register has some fixed length that indicates that number equivalent to internal flip-flops. So if it is a size equal to 8, that means that equivalent flip-flops are there inside. That means that is inside we are going to, suppose if we are going to divide it into these block into 8, that means individual block which represents flip-flop. This is flip-flop, this is flip-flop, this is flip-flop, like this. We are going to have the heavy flip-flop. Now we are going to define this register. Register is a group of flip-flop or collection of flip-flops. Group of flip-flop or collection of flip-flop. What is meant by flip-flop? So flip-flop is a memory cell. How much memory we are going to store? That means 1 bit memory. So what is 1 bit? That means we are going to store either a binary value, either 1 or 0. That means either logic 0 or logic 1. That means logic 0 or logic 1. Second case, these registers. How these registers access the data with the help of ALU. That means registers always which represents in rectangular boxes. Any register which is used to hold the binary values. These registers are, for example, if you want to add these two register values with the help of addition adder, we are going to add these values and it will give the result. This is also after generating result, that result also stored inside the register. That means this is the register 1 and the register 2. So with the help of these registers which provide some input to the adder, that means for example this is assume ALU. With the help of ALU we are going to accessing this addition operation. After accessing, then after executing, result is generated. That result is also stored inside this register. So here for execution, here register is a very highest accessing speed. That means data providing speed, data receiving speed, and data providing speed. That means the accessing speed is very high compared to all these memories. So that in this case, the register accessing speed is cache memory. Cache memory is the very fastest memory. It is the fastest memory compared to the main memory and also auxiliary memory. Here, fastest memory which is needed to the CPU. For example, while we are designing a motherboard, that means in this motherboard CPU is there. This cache memory is very needed to. This is cache memory. This is very needed to the CPU. The main memory is also compared to this cache memory. So little bit distance is there. That means main memory. So from this CPU, this auxiliary memory is very far away from the CPU. That means it is a very near, so that it is very fastest memory. So in this cache memory, we are going to see different levels. That means this cache can be classified into L1 cache, L2 cache, and L3 cache. So L1 cache, L2 cache, L3 cache all are the fastest memories compared to the main memory block diagram. So L1 memory size is nearly, it is 32 KB. L2 size is nearly 256 KB. And L3 size is 1 MB. Inside CPU here, the coming to the L1, L2, L3 cases, inside CPU, majority of the cases, CPU inside, we are using L1. So, and next block diagram, that is L2 and one L3. Sometimes this L2 is embedded inside the CPU. That means some computers, that means designers will check the L2 is embedded with inside CPU, or sometimes it is outside of the CPU. This L2 will, the designers will decide the L2 is embedded inside the CPU or outside the CPU. That means compared to L2 speed is very less. Compared to L3 speed is very less. So that suppose if you want to access with the L1, that time L1 is reads the data from the L2. Suppose if you want to access L2 is reads the data from the L3. Suppose if you want to access this L3, the next continuation memory is the main memory. So it reads the data content or instruction from the memory to instruction contents read from memory, and it is placed into the L3. So that always the CPU will check the L1 memory initially whenever it needs some instructions or data while it is processing in the ALU.